Listen up. How long are you to let folks walk all over your kindness? How many more times will you stay quiet when your soul is crying out for respect? Family, friends, lovers, there are people who'll flash a smile while tearing you down in the shadows. But today, with God's grace, we're not here to blame. We're here to take back what's yours. You're not weak because they've used you. You're human, created in His image. But you don't have to stay caught in their schemes. Let me tell you something straight from the heart. Manipulation doesn't come with a neon sign saying, "I'm here to break you." No, it's slick, it's cunning, it hides in flattery, excuses, and promises that vanish like smoke. If you're not watching, it'll steal your strength, your spirit, your very soul, leaving you hollow. But Psalm 34:18 reminds us, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Here are 7 undeniable signs someone's trying to manipulate you. Trust me, you don't need 100 clues to see the truth. These 7, with God's wisdom, will open your eyes. Number 1, they make you feel guilty for things you didn't do. Guilt is a heavy chain, and manipulators wield it like a weapon. They know how to twist it around your heart, binding you to their demands, their expectations, their story. This isn't by chance, it's their plan. When someone makes you feel guilty for something you didn't do, it's not a mix-up, it's about control. Picture this. You're in a good conversation, sharing your truth, feeling free. Then, out of nowhere, they hit you with a line that stops you cold. "Guess you don't care about me like I care about you," or maybe it's softer, "You're too busy for me these days, ha." Those words might seem harmless, but they're a trap designed to make you doubt yourself. They want you to ask, am I enough? Did I fail them? Truth is, you didn't do wrong, but now you're stuck, questioning yourself, trying to make it right. You apologize, you promise, you bend over backward to prove your heart. That's what they wanted. They sowed guilt, and now they're watching it grow. Manipulators know guilt can drown out reason. It doesn't matter if you've done everything right. Once they make you feel like you've let them down, you're on defense. And when you're defending, they're winning. You're too busy explaining yourself to see the truth. You're too focused on their happiness to notice their accusations don't add up. This hits hard because it targets your God-given empathy. If you're someone who loves deeply, who cherishes relationships, who wants to honor those you care for, you're vulnerable to this. They know you won't ignore their pain. You'll go out of your way to fix what isn't broken. But Galatians 6:5 says, each one should carry their own load. Their burden isn't yours to bear. Guilt isn't just in words, it's in their tone, their looks, their silence. Sometimes they award just a glance, a heavy sigh, or they pull away. You feel the shift, and your mind races, what did I do? When you ask, they dodge, oh, nothing, don't worry, knowing that'll make you worry more. This quiet guilt game is pure poison because it plays on your imagination. They don't need to accuse you. They let you accuse yourself. You replay every moment searching for your mistake, but they gave you nothing solid to grip. Your compassion does their work for them. And don't get me started on when they flip the script. You bring up a concern, a boundary, a simple need, and suddenly they're the victim. I can't believe you say that. Don't you see I'm trying? Now you're apologizing for their hurt. Your needs pushed aside, their spotlight back on. This wears you down over time. It chips at your confidence, your sense of who you are. You second guess every move, always watching their mood, tiptoeing to avoid their disappointment. You overthink every choice, every word, every step, trying to dodge their blame. But here's the truth. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. That's the cruel game of manipulators. They don't want peace, they want power. Fix one issue, they'll find another. Make up for one failure, they'll invent a new one. The finish line keeps moving because winning isn't their goal, keeping you guilty is. What breaks my heart is how this poisons your other relationships. When someone's always making you feel guilty, you start doubting your worth. Am I a good friend? A good partner? That doubt creeps into every connection, making you shy, guarded, quick to take blame that isn't yours. And the exhaustion, Lord, it's real. Guilt is a heavy load. It steals your sleep, keeps you replaying moments, wondering what you could have done better. You pour your energy into fixing things, proving your loyalty, atoning for sins you didn't commit. Meanwhile, they sit back, feeding off your effort. Why do they do it? It's about power. Guilt makes you bend, say yes when you mean no. Put their needs above yours. It's not about their hurt. It's about their control. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. Habits learned to get what they want. But conscious or not, it drains you, and it's not right. Seeing this pattern is your first step to freedom. It's hard, especially when you love them. You want to believe them, keep the peace, avoid the fight. But at what cost? How much of your soul will you give to keep them comfortable? Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Feeling guilty doesn't mean you're guilty. Emotions can be twisted, but truth stands firm. When they accuse you of failing them, pause and ask, is this real? Did I hurt them, or is this their game? If you've made a mistake, own it, make it right. But if their claims don't hold up, don't bite the hook. Set boundaries strong and clear. When they try to guilt you, don't argue or explain. Just say, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I see it differently. It won't change them, but it'll guard your peace. You're not here to carry their emotions, you're here to walk in God's light. Breaking free takes courage and faith. Trust your gut. Value your truth. Believe you're worthy. You're not the villain they paint you to be. You're a child of God with your own needs, your own boundaries, your own purpose. And that purpose deserves to shine. Number 2, they use your love against you. Love is God's greatest gift, a fire that binds hearts, lifts souls, and fuels sacrifice. But in the hands of a manipulator, love becomes a weapon to bend you to their will. They don't see it as holy, they see it as leverage to take without giving. When they use your love against you, they're twisting something sacred, and that's a sin against your spirit. It starts small, sneaky. They test how far your love will stretch, asking for a bit more time, a bit more of your heart. They wrap it in sweet words. If you really love me, you'll do this. At first, you let it slide. You love them. You want to show it, so you say yes, not seeing you've opened the door, they'll keep pushing. Soon, their demands grow heavier. They ask for sacrifices that cost your joy, your peace, your very self. If you pause, they sharpen their words. I thought I meant something to you. If you loved me, you wouldn't hesitate. Those words cut deep, hitting your fear of letting down someone you cherish. They know this fear, and they use it. They know if they make you feel like you're failing at love, you'll do anything to prove you're not. This isn't about your flaws, it's about your strength, your willingness to give, your empathy, your heart that wants to see them smile. They turn your virtues into chains, binding you to their control. The more you give, the more they demand, until you can't tell love from duty. This confusion is their power. They blur the line between caring and being controlled, between giving freely and being drained. You start to wonder, am I selfish? Shouldn't I want to do this? Isn't love about sacrifice? These doubts keep you stuck while they feed on your uncertainty. But 1 Corinthians 13:4 says, love is patient, love is kind. It doesn't demand, it builds. They also weave a story of debt. They make you feel like your love owes them, like it comes with a price. After all I've done for you, you can't do this one thing. Those words shrink you, make you feel ungrateful, like you're in the red. It doesn't matter if their sacrifices were small or self-serving, they inflate them to keep you small. And because you love them, you don't want to seem ungrateful, so you give in. But giving in is never enough. Their demands never stop. Because it's not about their needs, it's about keeping you on a leash, always proving your love. They thrive on this imbalance where you're always the one bending, adjusting, giving up pieces of yourself. The more you pour out, the more they expect, and it leaves you empty. It gets worse when they tie your worth to their happiness. They make you feel like your value hinges on how much you sacrifice. You're amazing when you do this for me, or the flip side, you're not who I thought if you can't handle this. These words aren't just cruel, they're a dagger to your soul, making you question who you are. In that doubt, they tighten their grip. They also play on your fear of loss, hinting they'll walk away if you don't meet their demands. Maybe we're not meant to be if you can't get this. That hits like a punch, tapping into your dread of losing someone you love. It makes you act out of fear, not love, doing things because you're scared of the fallout. This erodes your boundaries over time. You say yes to things you'd have refused. You put their needs above yours, even when it hurts. You lose track of where your heart ends and theirs begins. The more you fade, the harder it is to see their gain. You start to believe their happiness is your job, their peace your burden. But let me be clear, love isn't a contract. It's not a test or a weight to carry. True love, God's love, doesn't demand proof or use your heart as leverage. It's mutual, it's kind, it's free. When someone uses your love against you, they're not loving you, they're exploiting you. John 15:13 says, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." But that's a choice, not a chain. This doesn't just hurt your bond with them, it hurts your bond with yourself. You doubt your worth, your judgment, your ability to love right. It builds a cycle of fear and insecurity that's hard to break. The longer you're in it, the harder it is to see the truth. They know how far to push, when to pull back with just enough sweetness to keep you hooked. An apology, a grand gesture, a promise to change, then they slip back to the same old ways. This push and pull keeps you off balance, wondering if you're imagining it all. It's a game, and you're paying the price. They might even cut you off from others, making you feel they're your only anchor. They call it love, loyalty, something special, but it's control, keeping their voice the loudest in your head. The more alone you feel, the more you lean on them. And that's their plan. Using your love against you is a betrayal, a violation of the trust God calls us to hold sacred. It's not your fault, but their choice, made over and over. You didn't cause it, and you don't deserve it. You're a child of God, worthy of love that lifts, not love that binds. Number 3, they gaslight you until you doubt your truth. Gaslighting is a thief, stealing your grip on reality with whispers and lies. It's not loud, it's quiet, creeping, calculated. When they gaslight you, they plant seeds of confusion that grow into doubt, blame, and a twisted view of what's true. It's a slow unraveling of your faith in yourself, your instincts, your God-given clarity. It starts soft. You remember a moment of promise, a word, a hurt, and they deny it flat. You mention something they did and they snap, "I never said that," or brush it off, "You're making that up." At first, you think it's a mistake. You replay it, trying to sort it out. You were certain, but their confidence shakes you. Was I wrong? Did I mishear? It's easier to let it go, to think you're off. But it keeps happening, more deliberate each time. Your truth is dismissed, twisted, or erased. They rewrite history to clear themselves and point at you. Suddenly, you're not just mistaken, you're forgetful, too sensitive, or crazy. Why do you blow everything out of proportion? They say, making your heart feel small. Gaslighting's power is in its quiet cuts. It's not one big lie, but 1,000 tiny ones, piling up until your confidence crumbles. You question your memory, your senses, your gut. Did I hear that? Was I too harsh? Am I wrong? That fog of doubt makes you lean on them. And that's their victory. What's cruel is it comes from someone you trust, someone you love. They use that bond to hide their gain. "I'm just saying this because I love you," or "I want what's best for you." Those words sound warm, but they're cold, meant to make you doubt your doubts. Their goal isn't to lift you, it's to break you down. It spreads to every corner of your life. You hesitate to speak afraid of being shut down. You pull back from others, thinking it's safer than more doubt. That isolation gives them more control, making their voice the only one you hear. But Psalm 139:14 says, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Your truth is God's truth, not theirs to twist. The worst part, is how it silences your gut. You feel something's off, but they call you paranoid, say you're overthinking. They make you feel like you can't trust your own mind. Lose that trust and they own you. They might even pull others into their lie, telling friends or family you're unstable, dramatic. It feels like the world's against you and you wonder, am I the problem? That's their weapon, isolating you further, shaking your faith in yourself. They prey on your weak spot, self-doubt, fear of being wrong, and twist them. I'm just helping you see the truth, or you always get things wrong. These aren't help. They're hooks to pull you deeper into doubt. Gaslighting hits your body and soul. The stress brings anxiety, depression, headaches, exhaustion. You lose sleep replaying moments, trying to find what's real. That tiredness makes it harder to fight back. It changes how you see yourself. You take on their doubts, feeling small, always watching your words, afraid to spark their anger. You're on edge, analyzing every move, leaving no room for joy or peace. It steals your voice. When your truth is denied, you stop speaking, standing up, stop sharing. You shrink, afraid to be seen. That's what they want, a shadow, not a soul. But God says in John 8:32, the truth will set you free. Gaslighting isn't just about them, it's about you. It splits who you are from who they say you are. It robs your trust in your heart, your mind, your story. Rebuilding that trust is hard, but it's holy work. It hides as love as care. I'm only saying this because I love you, or I'd never lie to you. Those words make you question your instincts, make you think their control is protection. But love doesn't shrink you, it grows you. Theirs isn't love, it's chains. The longer it goes, the more it feels normal. You accept their version of truth because fighting is too hard. You tell yourself you're too emotional, too forgetful, but deep down your spirit knows. That spark of truth, that God-given voice is still there, waiting. Number 4. They promise change but deliver the same hurt. Promises carry hope, the light of a better tomorrow, the chance for healing. When someone vows to change after hurting you, it stirs faith, forgiveness, a belief they can grow. But when those vows are empty, when they bring the same pain, it's a cycle of broken hope that cuts deep. It starts with an apology, raw and real. They look you in the eye, voice shaking, I'm sorry, I'll do better. You want to believe them, want to trust the hurt wasn't meant, that they see they're wrong and want to fix it. Their words feel like a balm, a sign the pain might end. But time shows a pattern. The apology, heartfelt as it seems, has no roots. The behavior that broke you creeps back, sometimes subtle, sometimes bolder than before. When you call it out, they've got excuses. I'm trying, change is hard, or why bring this up? I didn't mean it. They turn it on you, making you feel wrong for expecting what they promised. This creates a dance of hope and hurt. Each promise lifts you, makes you think this time's different. You tell yourself people stumble. Growth takes time, love means patience. But each time they fail, your hope fades. Their apologies turn empty, their promises hollow. Yet you hold on, because letting go feels like abandoning something sacred. This cycle is brutal because it's emotional whiplash. One moment they're sorry, painting a brighter future. The next they're back to old ways, leaving you wondering if their tears were real. You question yourself, am I asking too much? Am I unfair? Should I wait longer? That doubt traps you. It eats at your confidence over time. You start thinking you're the issue, that if you were more patient, more loving, they'd change. You take on their growth, believing your love can fix them. But no matter how much you give, it's the same, another broken vow, another scar. They know what they're doing. Those promises buy time, keep you tied to a relationship that serves them more than you. They don't want growth, they want control. They dangle change to keep you hoping, believing better days are close. They might fake effort, tweaking small things like softening their tone or owning a tiny fault. But it's surface level, a show to keep you hooked, not a fix for the real problem. It's like taping a cracked wall. It holds for a moment, but the damage stays. This confuses you because it plays on your compassion, your faith in their potential. You see their good, the parts you love, and you cling to the hope they'll shine through. But love can't change someone who won't face themselves. Change needs effort, heart, consistency, things they can't fake. This cycle isolates you. You don't tell others, afraid they'll judge you for staying. You think they don't get how much this person means, how hard they're trying. But deep down, you know the truth. The hurt is real and it's not stopping. It shakes your trust, not just in them, but in you. Each broken promise makes you doubt your boundaries, your instincts, what's okay. You wonder if you're too hard, too quick to judge. That doubt blinds you to their game, keeping you stuck. They might even use your past against you, saying their failures or your fears talking. You're just scared of being hurt, or you're putting your baggage on me. That shifts the blame, making their flaws your fault. Sometimes they play the human card. I'm not perfect, I'm trying, give me time. It sounds humble, but it's often a dodge. Flaws are real, but growth means working on them, not using them to excuse pain. The longer this goes, the harder it is to break free. You're tied to their potential, to the dream things will change. Leaving feels like giving up on them, love on what you've built. But staying means more pain, more empty promises. It's a trap, leaving you drained and broken. This hurts because it uses your hope, your loyalty, your forgiveness against you. It takes your best, your love, your heart, your strength, and twists them. It's a betrayal of trust, of God's call to love purely. Yet you hold on because letting go feels like defeat. When they promise change but bring pain, they're not just breaking words, they're breaking you. Their actions scream that their ease, their control matters more than your peace. Their words lie, but their deeds tell the truth. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." Hold to his promise, not theirs. Number 5, they cut you off from your people. Isolation is a silent weapon, a slow theft of your connections, your strength, your truth. When they isolate you, they're not just pulling you from others, they're pulling you from yourself. They build a cage where their voice is the only one you hear, their story the only one you trust. It's subtle, and it creeps in over time. It starts with gentle nudges, words that sound like love. They say, "I just want us to have more time together," or "Your friends don't really get us." It feels warm, like they're all in for you. You think their care is deep, their worry real. But those words turn controlling, tightening like a noose. They start questioning your people, your friends, family, co-workers. Why do you let them sway you? Or "I don't think they're good for you." These jabs seem small, but they stack up, painting your loved ones as untrustworthy, even harmful. They shift how you see those who've held you up, making you view them through their lens. They highlight flaws in your friends, blow up small fights with family, ignoring the love those bonds carry. Their aim isn't to protect, it's to divide, to make you doubt anyone who might call out their control. As their hold grows, they push harder. They get jealous when you plan with friends or guilt you for choosing family over them. "I thought I mattered more," they say, turning your love for others into betrayal. Or they mask it as care. "I just don't like how they treat you. You deserve better." It's hard to argue when it sounds like they're looking out for you. This spreads to your work, your hobbies, your passions. "Why spend so much time at that job?" Or "You're too tied up with that group." They make you feel wrong for having a life outside them, positioning themselves as your only world, leaving no space for anything else. You start pulling back, not because you want to, but because it's easier than fighting their complaints. You skip plans, dodge calls, make excuses. You tell yourself you'll reconnect later when things calm down. But the longer it goes, the harder it gets. You feel distant, not just from them, but from the you who thrived in those ties. Their power lies in exploiting your fears. They know your weak spots, fear of being left, past hurts, and use them to make you need them. They make you think they're the only one who gets you, the only one who stays. They twist old conflicts to drive wedges, and they do it so smoothly you barely notice. Without your people, your sense of truth fades. Their story becomes your reality, shaping your thoughts, your choices. You lose your clarity, your gut, your ability to spot wrong. Their voice fills the void, and that's their goal. It's heartbreaking how they twist love and loyalty. They make you think their clinginess is devotion, their jealousy, passion, their demands, proof of care. But love doesn't cut you off. Love, God's love, lifts you up, connects you to those who strengthen you. 1 John 4:7 says, "Let us love one another, for love comes from God." You feel lonelier than ever, even with them. The relationship that promised joy brings stress, confusion, pain. You miss the laughter, the warmth, the belonging you had. Reaching out feels impossible, either because they've convinced you those ties are gone or because you're ashamed for drifting. That shame stings. You feel guilty for letting them come between you and your loved ones, for not seeing it sooner, for not standing strong. You worry your people won't get it, that they'll judge you for staying or pulling away. That guilt builds another wall, keeping you from rebuilding. They bank on this. The lonelier you are, the more you lean on them. They become your comfort, your anchor, making leaving feel unthinkable. They use your isolation to keep you blind, to keep you theirs. This takes a toll on your heart and mind. You feel trapped, powerless, a shadow of who you were. Trusting others, opening up, believing in real love gets hard. They've not only cut you off from others, they've made you doubt you can reconnect. But there's a spark in you that knows this isn't right. It remembers the love, the joy, the strength of your people. It longs for the freedom, the faith, the you that existed before their chains. That spark is God's light, waiting to guide you home. Number 6. They dismiss your feelings to control you. When someone brushes off your feelings, it's not just ignoring your heart. It's a deliberate move to shrink your spirit and steer your actions. It's a rejection that makes you doubt if your emotions matter, if your truth holds weight, if you have a right to feel at all. It's not always loud. It's wrapped in sly comments, smug tones, or fake concern, hiding its true aim to diminish you. It starts with small cuts. You share your pain and they hit back. You're overreacting, or it's not a big deal. You might shrug it off, thinking they're right, you're too soft. But it becomes a habit. No matter what you feel, anger, sadness, frustration, they wave it away. Stop being so emotional, or you're making something out of nothing. Those words sting and their weight builds. This dismissal plants doubt. You question your heart, wondering if you're irrational. Instead of trusting your feelings, you look to them to tell you what's valid, what's real, what's worth saying. That shift, small as it seems, is their victory. By shrinking your emotions, they become the judge of your soul. Over time, this chips at your strength. You hesitate to share, afraid they'll mock or ignore you. You bury your feelings, telling yourself they don't count. That silence isolates you, trapping you in unvoiced pain. It gives them more power as you lose touch with your God-given right to feel. This rewires how you see your heart. Your emotions, gifts from God, start feeling like flaws. You take on their words, thinking your feelings are too much, too messy. This shame makes you feel wrong for feeling it all. You tell yourself to toughen up, to hide your heart, to keep quiet. But Psalm 34:17 says, "The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them." This is brutal because it blocks healing. Buried feelings don't vanish, they fester. Sadness grows to despair, anger to bitterness, frustration to hopelessness. These weigh you down, and since you've been taught to ignore them, you don't process them. You carry them alone, letting them rot inside. They use this to dodge blame. If you call out their hurt, they dismiss it as overreaction. "You're blowing this up," or "I didn't mean it." "You're too sensitive." This not only kills your voice, but shifts the fault to you, letting them skate free. This dodges their control. By making you doubt your heart, they skip owning their wrongs. They build a story where your feelings are the issue, not their actions. This protects their pride, their image, their power. They keep hurting you, knowing you're less likely to fight back. This isolates you from others. When your feelings are always dismissed, you fear friends or family will do the same. You stop sharing, cutting yourself off from the love you need to heal. That loneliness makes you lean on them, deepening their hold. Their dismissal isn't always blunt. Sometimes it's sarcasm, a smirk, a laugh. You share your anger, and they mock, here we go again. It makes you feel foolish, like your heart's a joke. You start doubting if your feelings deserve space. They might even turn your emotions against you. Share sadness, and they call you needy. Show anger, and you're aggressive. These labels silence you, make you question your heart's truth. You start policing yourself, hiding anything they might twist. This creates numbness. You focus so hard on avoiding their judgment that you lose your natural feelings. You stop crying, stop speaking, stop celebrating. You think it's peace, but it's a loss of the you God made vibrant, feeling alive. This goes beyond them. It changes how you move in the world. You carry the lie that your voice doesn't matter, your heart's invalid. It hurts your bonds, your confidence, your health. It's a cycle of doubt that's hard to break. Even after they're gone, the scars stay. You struggle to trust your heart, to speak your truth, to claim your needs. You hesitate to open up, fearing dismissal. It's hard to rebuild, to reconnect with your spirit. But your true self, God's creation, is still there, waiting to rise. Number 7, they make it all about them. When someone makes everything about themselves, it's a quiet but fierce control, pulling the spotlight from your heart, your story, your needs. The relationship spins around them, their wants, their pain, their feelings. It leaves you unseen, unheard, like your role is just to serve their stage. This comes from selfishness, a need to dominate, and it drains you heart, mind, and soul. It starts with charm, pulling you in. They seem larger than life, full of stories, struggles, emotions that draw you close. You're caught in their orbit, listening, supporting, feeling special to be near. It seems like closeness, like trust. But soon you see the truth, the stage never shifts. They keep the light on themselves, and you're just the audience. You try to share your heart, your day, but they pull it back. Talk about a tough moment, and they top it with their worst one. Share a win, and they dim it with their own. They don't share the talk, they own it. This isn't always loud. Sometimes it's dressed as care. You share your hurt, and they counter with their own. I've been through worse. They call it bonding, but it's theft, stealing your moment to shine theirs. Over time, you stop sharing, knowing they'll drown you out. In fights, their selfishness shines, raise an issue, and they flip it, making themselves the victim. How could you say that? Or you don't get how hard this is for me. Your pain's ignored, their hurt takes center stage, and you're left apologizing. This spreads to everything. Their needs trump yours, their choices rule, their comfort outweighs all. From small plans to big decisions, they come first. Push back and they call you selfish, making you feel wrong for wanting balance. They can't cheer your wins either. Your success gets indifference or envy, like it steals their light. Instead of joy, they shift to how it affects them or brag on their own deeds. It makes your victories feel small, like they don't count. When you need them, their self-focus hurts most. In your pain, you seek comfort, but they make it about their struggle. Grieving a loss? They talk about how your pain hurts them. Their support's a transaction, given only if it serves them. This erases you. You feel invisible, like your heart, your story doesn't matter. You stop sharing, stop asking, fearing they'll dismiss you. You neglect yourself, putting their needs first, even when it breaks you. Their power lies in your kindness. They know you'll listen, you'll give, you'll sacrifice for love. They use that to keep you small, to keep the focus on them. It's not a trait, it's a plan to hold the reins. This creates a trap. By making themselves the center, they make you crave their nod, their praise. You chase their approval, dodge their blame. It's hard to see the imbalance, let alone fix it. You start thinking their needs outweigh yours, their pain's bigger, their joy's the goal. Even when you try to speak up, they shut it down. They call you ungrateful, selfish, or picky. They guilt you with their sacrifices, making you feel you owe them. It's hard to stand up when they twist your words. You doubt your right to ask for fairness, to seek support, to expect give and take. This hurts your bond with yourself. You lose your needs, your dreams, your spark. You're so focused on them, you forget who you are. It's empty, like your worth is only in serving them. Their shadow lingers. You replay talks, wondering what you did wrong. You feel guilty for claiming space, for wanting balance. This guilt keeps you trapped, blind to their game. It affects others too. You struggle to connect, fearing judgment for seeking fairness. You carry the lie that your needs don't matter, and it shapes how you live, how you love. It's a ripple that spreads far. Their selfishness hides in charm and a mask of pain. They act misunderstood, let down, deserving of your care. It makes you feel you owe them, that their need is your duty. But their focus isn't your fault. It's their choice, their need to control. Listen to me now, this is the moment to rise. You are not their shadow, not their servant, not their stage. You are God's masterpiece, called to shine, to love, to live free. Ephesians 2:10 says, "We are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." Their game only works if you play. Break the chains, set your boundaries, say no, and stand tall. You don't owe them your soul. You owe yourself God's peace, God's strength, God's purpose. Take it back today, right now, with the Lord's power in you. Call to action, share your light with God's love. Manipulation only holds if you let it. That's the truth, and it's your freedom. See their tricks, know their game, and their power fades. You can choose, walk away, set limits, say no, and mean it. Don't explain. Manipulators don't deserve your breath. They don't get your energy. You're not here to be used. You're here to soar, to love, to grow in God's glory, not to be anyone's stepping stone. So today, make the choice, no more. Claim your power. You owe it to yourself, to the Lord who made you. You deserve His peace, His respect. When you stand up, when you refuse their control, you tell the world, I am worth more. Now take that step. Stop letting them dim your light. You've got this with God's strength in you. I'm calling on you, God's chosen, to share your story in the comments below. Psalm 107:2 says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." How has His truth set you free? How have you broken chains with His love? Your words can lift others, heal hearts, build a family in faith. You're special, handpicked by the Creator to shine His light. Let's rise together, comment now, and inspire the world with your victory.